Right. I think this is record. Yes, it is recording. So, Jesse, I'm afraid I've been a little bit naughty.
Mm. What have you
So,
done?
so why I want to talk to you today is, um, have you heard of the Rehan Siddiqui Award for exceptional
Uh,
contribution towards promoting inequality and diversity for BMC?
I'd heard of Rehan Siddiqui, but I didn't realise there was an award.
So yes, so basically the BMC would like to award it to you this year.
Oh, cool. Nice. All right. If you think that, yeah, okay.
So what the process has been is it's an annual award system. So there's a George Band Award, a Rehan Siddiqui, and Young Persons Award, and they've been open for nominations, and someone nominated you. So there's been a panel of us, they were anonymised, but yeah, it was pretty obvious who it was. And we scored, and yeah, just really pleased to say that, yeah, we want to award, give it to you this year. So yeah, I mean, basically, some of the comments were like, top legend, super impressive stuff, a nice guy. Don't know who wrote that. Certainly wasn't me. Yeah,
Some foolish person, clearly.
Yeah, an individual who seemingly has achieved great things as a climber, but has also shared these experiences and shown what can be achieved even with a visual impairment. So I think, I mean, on the actual nomination form, it talked about just basically that you're a fantastic ambassador for diversity in climbing, as he is for climbing in general. The fact that you not only do trad climbing, ice climbing, competition climbing, alpine climbing ascent. So yeah, and sport climbing. So pretty diverse range of climbing. So, and yeah,
I was thinking about it, and I think the only style I haven't done is deep water soloing, but it's on the list. I'll get around to it at some point.
You know what? That's not on my list. No way. So, I mean, yeah. Do you realise how much of a role model you are for people?
It's not something I really think about, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
If people, like I think I've said before, if people find my story great, inspirational, that's great. But it's not. I don't do things. That's not the primary focus. People. I do what I do because I should, and that's the kind of the key message, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we all climb for different reasons, and I mean, I listened to the podcast that you did with Grimer. That was really interesting as well. So yeah, I mean, you climb because you're a climber.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, obviously I was very lucky in that my dad got me started young, but it was obviously my decision to stick with it. I think that obviously I've tried other sports and always stuck with the climbing because it's something that I love, and it's something that's given me a great deal of experiences and taught me a lot, and it's really enjoyable. So yeah.
What's the main thing it's taught you then?
One of the critical things I think is the ability to stay calm under pressure. Like, things don't always go to plan, right? And I'm sure everyone's been in some situations which haven't exactly gone to plan, and when that's happened to me, I've found that I do the right thing and I don't panic. And yeah, that's quite an important thing to learn about yourself, really.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. So, I mean, what would ordinarily happen is you and a partner, a guest, would be guest of honour at the AGM annual dinner. So clearly that's not going to happen this year, but because the nominations and everything all happened before COVID-19, we still thought it important to celebrate the amazing work that's going, ongoing, and the awards. So what we'll do then is Emma in the office, in the marketing and comms team. Well, last year she made an amazing short video that was shown, so that's why we're recording this. She'll take snippets of this, hopefully, although she's working from home and her IT at home isn't as, she said it's quite slow, but hopefully make some sort of film, because I will be also talking to the other recipients of the awards to make it into a video that will be shown at the AGM. And it's really exciting, actually. You should have a look. But Andy Parkin, have you heard of him? Yeah. Yep. You do know the sculptures he made?
Sculptures that he makes for one of them was the prize for climbing blind at Kendal, the award.
Yes. Have you got that, or has?
No, Al's got all the trophies.
Right. Okay. So. Well, this is your trophy then. So we commission Andy to make them for the recipients of these awards. So we've got one for you. Clearly that won't happen at this year's AGM, but we would like to carry that forward to the 2021 AGM and invite you and a guest to be presented with the sculpture.
Cool, sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to once lockdown's ended.
Oh gosh, I know. Yeah. How are you coping with lockdown?
A bit fed up of it. I'm sure everyone else is. We're quite lucky in that we can walk straight from our house, and there's a reasonably nice walk. I'm getting quite bored of it now, though.
Yeah, I know.
And obviously we've got like a garage, so I've got a fingerboard and a campus board, and that's more than quite a lot of people have got. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. I've set myself the target. One of my weaknesses, my half crimp grip strength isn't actually that great, like compared to like other facets of my climbing. So I've just been really working on that, and if I can come out of lockdown with better half crimp max strength, then that'll be mission achieved, and hopefully that'll enable me to go and do some cool stuff as soon as we're allowed back out to play.
Yeah, brilliant. So you're training in your garage every day?
Pretty much, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm focusing on max strength, you do need to have some days off every now and again, because you can't just go and do it every day. Yeah. But yeah, try and mix it up.
Brilliant. Gosh, how long are you training for then every day?
Not very long compared to how long I'd be going to a normal climb, like going to a normal climbing wall. I don't have anything in my garage that is easy enough to do for a really long time. So I can work my max strength and I can work my power endurance, but I can't work my aerobic capacity. So normally you'd get on the circuit board and go around for 8 minutes or more.
Yeah.
I can't do that because I don't have anything that's quite easy enough to do that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm enjoying my daily walks, but I know what you mean about getting bored. I mean, I live in a city, and luckily I've got 2 parks that I can walk to from my house, so going around them. But it's like, yep, okay, want a different walk now. Yeah, I have got some. I live in quite a hilly area, so I'm enjoying finding lots of weird snickets and steps that I never knew existed. It's quite interesting exploring your neighbourhood and finding little snickets and things that you never knew existed, and just saying, oh, I wonder what, if I walk up here, where will I end up? It's so I'm enjoying that. But yeah, it's this weather. It's in one way it's a blessing, and in another way it's like, oh my goodness me, I just want to get out onto the grid now. Or into the mountains. I mean, my goodness me, gosh, it would just be phenomenal being out in the mountains at the moment. Yeah, but I'm training to do the Welsh 3000ers, so I feel as if I am getting my fitness up for that. So as soon as we can play, like you say, that'll be it. Phew, I'm off. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're still working though, aren't you?
Yeah, I still got work, so
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, yeah, it keeps me out of mischief, right? So
Yes. Yeah. Oh well, yeah. No, I just
sorry,
thought. Sorry.
did you need to ask other questions in relation to get little snippets for the video, or?
You're probably more experienced at this than me, Jesse. What do you reckon?
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what kind of what if there's a kind of like a set of questions that usually get asked to recipients, or.
No, not really. It's just about your. No, I mean.
I guess that one thing that guess does make me unusual. I think it's mainly the trad stuff that makes me unusual.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of other people with difficulties that go and do, indoor climbing or sport, or and I think it's the trad stuff, and I think that's a couple of reasons that I've been able to do that. One, I was lucky enough to learn when I was young, which always helps. But two, I think it's like the problem solving. You need to sit down and work out what the additional challenges there are to doing something like trad for you, and then working out the system to overcome those challenges in the most effective way. So for me, not being able to see when I place my gear, that's the tricky one. And the only way I've managed to do that is experience. It's not like I've suddenly, started climbing and then jumping on things at my limit. I've worked up, and you do a load of severes, you get comfortable on severe. You do a load of hard severes, you get comfortable on HS, and then you work your way up the grades. And all the time you're practicing, this core skill when you've physically got quite a lot left in the bag. And also being sensible, right? Like route selection is pretty critical. I pick routes that I think will suit me. There are things about not being able to see that make climbing really hard. I'm never going to pick a route that's a poorly protected slab with a traverse on it or something like that, which is all about precise foot placements. And if you don't get it right, let's say I'm not going to do the Indian face. Should we say that?
Yeah. So I suppose you've got to be just super organised as well with how you.
So things like I always rack my gear in a methodical way.
Yeah.
So that I know that when I'm feeling pumped and like I might fall off, when you go as you're flapping and trying to get that piece of gear in, you're not going to your harness and you put it in a different place. If you get a system and stick to it, then that makes decision making under pressure a lot easier.
Yeah. So yeah. So what's when you can get out, what's the first route you're going to jump on, do you reckon?
Well, something fairly easy just to get your legs back, really. We've just got we got a copy of the new edition of Hard Rock recently, so we've been salivating over that.
Yep.
So yeah, be good to go and tick off some of those. We've done quite a lot of the ones near us already, but obviously there are some other ones to have a bash at.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go and do the Needle up in Scotland at Shelterstone. That'd be cool.
Right.
So that's on the list.
Yeah. So what about any of the other stacks?
So I needed to go and do Ambukal at some point. I've already done the Old Man of Stur. I've done the Old Man of Hoy.
Yeah.
Ambukal is probably next on the list. We'll see. if lockdown relaxes and we're allowed out in this country but not abroad, that might be a good time to tick it off. Molly's holiday year clicks over on the 1st of October, and she might need to take quite a lot of holiday before that happens. So we might head up to Scotland in September time, if lockdown permits. Yeah, we'll go to Sweden. They seem to be having a good crisis. We could go to Sweden.
Yes, yeah, I know. It's just weird, very, very weird times. Just look at all my, looking at photos and, like you say, and maps and planning, and it's like, oh, but yeah. I mean, I haven't got a fingerboard or anything, so I'm quite, I think, enjoying the rest for my fingers.
I think that in this period, people are either going to get super, super strong, or injured if they don't do it properly. So yeah, they should either use the time, if they've got a plan, they should either use their time to get rid of the niggles they've never had given time to properly heal, or pick something that they can work from home that they're weak at, and try and improve that for when the time comes, which is obviously what I've done.
Brilliant, yeah. So is that lockdown haircut as well, Jesse?
Sorry?
Is that Molly's haircut?
Molly always cuts my hair, so yeah.
Yeah, I always cut Steve's as well, so it's no different. Yeah, we had that covered years ago. We had that one covered, just in case. Yeah. So no, I think it's like you say. I think why you are such an inspiration is from the trad climbing. Like you say, there are some phenomenal paraclimbers out there. I mean, the team is just phenomenal. The whole GB team is phenomenal, and everyone that takes part in the competitions and climbs at whatever level. But it's definitely the trad and that sets you apart, and the fact that you want to talk about it, and you're going around giving presentations on it, so you're wanting to share your story as well, and that's just phenomenal. It really is. Quite
interesting for me, because to me what I do is totally normal.
Yeah.
But obviously when I take a step back and look at it from the outside, I can appreciate that it's not normal. So and therefore it would be, if my story helps someone, should be churlish of me to keep it to myself. That's the reason I decided to talk about it, I think.
Well, it's very much appreciated. It really is. And yeah, you really are a very worthy recipient of this year's award. You really are. So thank you very, very much. Yeah. So I think if it's okay with you, so do you know Emma Travis, who's in the marketing?
Yeah, we met her at Kendal. Yes.
Yeah. So can I pass her on your details to do some? Yep. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. So have you got anything else to add, Jesse?
Not really. I mean, there's not really any questions about like kind of what were your memorable things from this year. Maybe I should talk about that. Maybe memorable things from 2020. There's not much, because there wasn't very much of 2020 that occurred before lockdown, but we did manage to get to Hemsedal in Norway for an ice climbing trip that was awesome. Blessed with really good conditions.
And can I just ask about that? Do you lead when you're ice climbing as well? So placing the ice screws, and was it pure ice? Or it wasn't mixed.
Sorry, it was mixed. Pure ice. I don't think I'd shy away from stuff that was mixed. But if it's fat water ice, then that's doable for me. Yeah. It was quite interesting though, because I'd obviously ice climbed before, but when I went ice climbing last time, I could see more than I can now. Obviously, my sight was still terrible, but it was better than it was then than it was now. So that's on one side of the scale, but on the other side of the scale, I'm a load stronger now than I was back then, and it was quite interesting for me because I wasn't sure which of those was going to be you know, more critical,
Mm-hmm.
being able to see less or being stronger.
Right. Yeah.
It was kind of pretty much as you might have expected if you'd have done the thought experiment. Like the physical side, I was fine with, and I was really quite gratified at how all my hard work had really paid off. Like I could, you'd get slightly pumped placing your tools, but then you could hang off them and recover. So that was very pleasing for me to see that all my hard work had made that possible.
Yeah.
But the tricky thing is placing the screws.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard when you can't see what you're doing to keep them on axis and stop them wobbling around when you're trying to get them to bite.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real nightmare.
Yeah.
So, and I think that if I was ever going to climb anything harder on lead on ice, I'm going to have to come up with a solution for how I do that. I've got a few ideas. So I think before my next trip, I'm going to make a couple of prototypes and see if I can get a solution for placing screws a bit easier. But if I could do that, then I think I could climb a reasonable amount harder than I was climbing in Hamsdale. So, yeah.
And what about then? You talked about in 2019, your main achievement.
2019 was busy, right? So obviously we did the Alman High, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We went to Waterfall Boven in South Africa. That was also amazing. Yeah. What else did we do in 2019? There was the ParaClimbing World Championships. God, that was in 2019 as well. So yeah, it was quite a busy year, really.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yes, as well as working full time.
As well as working full time, yeah.
You've got a sympathetic employer then.
Yeah. So my boss said it was very strange going into lockdown because he'd talk to me and he'd be like, "So, well, normally we'd be having a discussion about where you went last weekend, but you haven't been anywhere." So, yeah.
No, that's brilliant. I think maybe Emma will want to do more comms around it. So yeah, I think this was just like small snippets. So I really hope it will work. But I just thought it'd be quite fun having a lying to you to get you on Zoom, basically.
Noted.
Never trust Lynn ever again. And then to take it from there, because we don't normally do this. I normally just phone them up actually, but all these IT solutions of it's like, whoa, I like Zoom. I can do I thought,
I guess if you pass my details on to Emma, I think she's already got them already. I can drop her an email if that's easier. She's in my address book. And then if she has a think about what questions or whatever she wants to do for the broadcasting, then I'll do a Zoom meeting with her and she can get what clips she needs.
Brilliant, yeah. And I think though this to me, this is, I mean, I know the Oman and Pie and the film is just wiping the award scene. It's phenomenal. But I think this award is for you and for your achievements. Not taking away the film at all. But this is for you and you as a role model. I think that's
I think Molly deserves a bit of a mention as well. But yeah, I'll share it with her.
Will you share it with Molly? All right. Well, she'll be your guest.
Yeah, she'll be my guest.
Excellent. Fantastic. Yeah, well, hopefully see you as soon as this horrendous lockdown ends. And we'll be in touch soon as well.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really, really good to chat to you, Jesse. It really is.
Do you want to just kill the recording?